Choosing the right campaign objective can be essential to the success of an advertising campaign. Now, to be clear, that doesn't mean there is one particular campaign objective you will want to use that's going to get you results every time. Instead, what we found is that the most successful, top-performing campaigns often use a variety of different campaign objectives in a very strategic sequence in order to get the best possible results. For example, video views campaign will have a much cheaper cost per impression, meaning you can get in front of a wider audience who you can then show your content to, build trust before you eventually then try to get clicks from them. So what that means is by building that trust and credibility at the front end, when it then comes to driving traffic to your website, you'll generally see higher click-through rates and lower cost per click because the audience already have some affinity towards you or your brand. Problem is, most businesses start out trying to drive traffic and conversions out the gate, paying extremely high cost per clicks and finding it very difficult to compete or get any reasonable cost per acquisition on any advertising platforms. So first thing is to understand how the algorithms work and how they process this information. So the algorithms behind platforms like Google, Facebook, LinkedIn, TikTok, etc. are incredibly complex machines. They're processing and analyzing billions of different data points on individuals to understand what kind of mentality is this person in right now? What kind of mindset is this person in? What kind of behaviors are they exhibiting whilst using our services on their phone? That allows these platforms to specifically find the people who they know are most likely to take a particular action. For example, let's say I'm bored and I'm sitting on public transport, I've got a long journey, and Facebook notices that I'm watching a lot of videos. In that case, they may want to show an advertiser's video views campaign to me because they know it's more likely that I'm going to watch it. However, if I'm at work and I'm just scrolling through looking for an update from one of my friends and I'm actually not engaging with any videos, Facebook would know not to show that video views campaign to me because chances are I'm not going to engage with it. They can also look for certain behaviors. So if they notice I'm buying a lot of items, or that I've bought something recently, or that I'm making searches that would indicate that I have a level of buying intent, they would show me ads that have the conversion objective because they know that I'm more in that buying mindset. Now at this stage, you might just be thinking, well,
of course I want to sell my product. Why wouldn't I just run conversions campaigns every time?
Well, again, the thing you have to remember here is because most other advertisers go straight in with conversions campaigns, what you end up with is a load of businesses all trying to flog their product to people who have never heard of them. So it becomes very difficult for me as a consumer to choose your product above anyone else. You're basically just casting your rod out into the ocean and praying that you're going to get a bite. But what you'll notice with the best performing marketing campaigns out there is they break their marketing down into different stages of the funnel, each one utilizing different campaign objectives to their advantage. Again, reach campaigns or video views campaigns will generally be optimized to get the highest amount of views on your content for the lowest cost. That means you can use those views strategically in order to plant a seed in people's mind and build trust before we then try and get that conversion. Meaning when I'm now seeing your ad amongst all of your other competitors, your one is naturally going to stand out more to me because I've already seen your brand and there is a level of trust there that is going to make me more likely to buy from you. You can also use multiple platforms to achieve the same result here. For example, one of our clients who sells payroll software had an extremely high cost per click on Google when targeting those high intent keywords that show somebody is actively looking for payroll software. In fact, these were sometimes upwards of £20-30 just for a single click. So instead, what we did, we had a blog created on the website called How to Switch Payroll Providers, or Switching Payroll Providers Checklist. We then ran search campaigns to this blog content, and the benefit of that, because it was informational search versus going after the high intent search, the cost per click was significantly cheaper, meaning we were able to drive a lot of visitors to the website, deliver them valuable content which actually helped answer the question they have, therefore not only building trust, but also at that stage introducing them to the brand for the first time, so they now have a level of brand affinity there. We were then able to retarget people who visited that page on platforms like LinkedIn and Facebook to now drive them into a conversion action like booking a demo. A lot of the time, this means you're going to be able to get in front of your target customers before they have even started searching for whatever it is you sell and being bombarded with ads by your competitors who have likely got bigger budgets and more aggressive marketing strategies than you. In essence, when it comes to choosing a campaign objective for your overall marketing, you never want to just think about one, because chances are you're probably missing out on huge opportunities to convert more customers at a lower cost. In terms of how many touch points you're going to need, this is naturally going to vary depending on the selling price of your product or service and the typical buying cycle. For example, if you're selling enterprise level SaaS software, which has a contract value of £500,000 plus, you're probably going to want to have an omni-channel approach where you're including informational search content, retargeting with educational videos and webinars, running thought leadership posts on platforms like LinkedIn with video views campaigns, all before eventually driving traffic to your website. However, if you're an e-com store selling a relatively low value item to consumers, you're probably not going to have as many layers. However, most industries these days are incredibly saturated, so that doesn't mean you can just get away with running a conversions objective campaign out the gate and expect to get a decent cost per acquisition. You really want to think about the overall strategy you're putting in place to build that brand trust, that brand equity with potential customers before you then try to drive conversions. What you really want to think about with all of this when you're creating an advertising strategy is how can we make it an absolute no-brainer for this individual to buy from us versus the competition. And naturally, when you think about how you find out about products or how you buy things, there probably are multiple touch points involved before you actually make that purchasing decision. By really thinking carefully about the campaign objectives you're going to use at each stage of the funnel, each stage of the buyer journey, this will help you over time to get the best possible cost per acquisition. Now, you may be watching this wondering how this all looks in practice, or wondering what an example strategy would look like. Well, fear not, my friend, because in this next video coming up, I'm going to be showing you how you can put this kind of strategy into action. I'll see you there.